Hi, this is Resilient Ken Lau. In this video, I want to share with you what it means pivot column in Transform tab. Now we have a source which is a three column, and the first column is key, X and Y, and then for the X there are further attribute that's about X can be A, X can be C, Y can be A, Y can be B, and there's a value for each of them, and the attribute and value is a pair attribute and value because of its linking to the attribute of the specific key. So now if you want to turn it into this, so as you can see the key is now on the but more important is the attribute is now in a column. The attribute was in a row on different row, but now is on a column. Whenever you do something like that, it's called pivot column. Okay, so let's look at what it means. Okay, table dot pivot. So it basically use the table dot pivot and so on. Yeah, so let's look at this. So table dot pivot, it gives a pair of columns. So pair of columns is referring to this attribute and values. So these are the pair. You see, A and 1 is attribute value pairs. So it rotates the data in the attribute column. So these are the attribute columns into a column heading. So when that happens, you see A become ACB, ACB. See that ACB, and the value is now put accordingly. So the table.pivot syntax is like this. The first one is a table, then followed by the pivot values, and it has to be a distinct list. So A, B, C. If you look at the attribute here, there is really A, B, C. A has two times, but B have one time C. So their their unique value is A, B, C, and we are the attribute columns that we want to turn it into a column is right in the middle attribute. And then the values column is in the over here. Yeah, because it's attribute value. So whenever you use table dot pivot, you need to identify which are the pair attribute and values pair. So for example here, let's just close it here. Now you can see that key attribute and values just because it's named attribute. So it is something tied up. So then you choose the attribute column and go to pivot column, go to transform pivot column, and here the values is the value column. It's not the key because the key itself has nothing to do with you don't add it unless you want to. Yeah. Then we click OK, and that's it. The attribute is now turned into a column. Right from a row, it turned into a column, and the value is put accordingly. So that's the key. Okay, so now uh, we go over to this. Now suppose that we have a data like this, and after we do all this thing, we have this data here. See that cat staff name, and we want to turn into this. Okay, from here, we want to turn into this. How to do so? Well, first of all, you want to decide which column value you want to turn into multiple columns. So if it's a team, then you choose the item, and then you actually go it. Okay, and then the stuffing will become a key. Okay, so usually it's repeated. It's not usually, it's always repeated on the staff name. There's key. These are the key, and these are the attribute. Right, it's the same stuff, but it appears in another column, and these are the value field. So we select this item. Let me just close this. Select this item. Click pivot column, and the value is not the staff name because that is the key. We go to the columns, and because that these are not numbers, we just do a count, and you will soon see that cat appear 2 times in team red. So that's why they do a count. Okay, they do a count, and team red cat as 2. See, that's just what it means, team red. And our operation is list dot count. As you can see here, the aggregation functions is the last options. You can have that. Like for example, here we are doing a list dot sum. So I hope this is something useful for you in the near future. So from here become this. Okay, from here become this. So when you do a pivot column, minimum you need to have 3 columns. You can't just have, let's say, let me just give you an example. Let's just delete until the end. So it was like this. Now at this point we have a key and we're an attribute. We don't have values. So when you click on this pivot column, if you choose column 1, you don't get anything you want. See that? I mean this one it turned into the row is now turned into column, but what is this 5, 5, 4, 6? So and you can see here we're using the column 1 as the key, but maybe this is not what you want, right? So what you do is that, what if I can just add a column, addition columns like 1, 2, 3 over here? This is like a value. Would that be working? Let's just try that. Transform, pure column, and we go for the index, and we are using sum. But what if I use count? Oh, click OK, and that will work as well. See, so you don't really need to duplicate that. As long as you understand the concept well in my Power Query idea book, then alternatively you can also get it from the documentations from Microsoft. Or there's another example. There's another example too, and yeah. So either way, it will help you. Then thanks for watching. God bless you. God bless Asia.